Hey y'all, I have got horrible anxiety. I got a list of things I'm doing that I got to do in Aho, and so I made a video. And while I was making the video, the phone rang, and so there's something else. So this is an introduction to squirrels running around in my brain this morning. So stay tuned.
Oh, excuse me. Hey y'all. There it is. Just sitting outside this morning. It's late. I have a confession to make. I stayed up late last night and finished binge watching 2 seasons. Took me 2 days is all. Of maybe 3 of Call the Midwife on Netflix. It was such a simple time. It was such a simple time, and I love that show. I laughed. I cried. I cried a lot. Because, you know, I think they're up to 1963 now, and I'm thinking, yeah, end of 1963. I was 5. And I think about how my life was then, living in a tiny house with my parents. No indoor plumbing. Well, we had indoor plumbing. We had running water, cold water. But Mama was afraid to use the hot water heater because it was gas. And back then, they were known to explode. So she was afraid. So she would heat water on the stove, and we took a bath in a number 10 wash tub. And me and my little sister fit in there together, and we would play. I remember the hot water tank sat right next to us, and so we would open the little doors and play and in the water, sitting by the stove. And Mama would wash our hair in the kitchen sink. Oh my goodness, she would scrub our heads so hard. I thought, oh my goodness. I remember I was in my early 30s, and I went to a hairdresser. Well, like I don't know what they called it, one of those chain hair places. And I was like, I just want somebody to scrub my head like my mama used to. I needed some comfort. And the woman did an amazing job. I mean, when you get done, it's like your head's on fire because it's been scrubbed so good. And I said, you don't have to dry it. I just want you to wash my hair and scrub my head. And it was my middle daughter was just a baby at the time. And I just this was before cell phones. So this was in the 80s, late 80s, maybe early, yeah, late 80s, because I hadn't had the baby yet, Molly. She was born in 89. And so I kind of ran away from home without a cell phone, and I said, I'll be back. And I left my 2 daughters with their daddy, and I was like, he's a big boy, he can handle it. And so I didn't go far. I even went to I got my head washed, and then I went and watched a movie. I went to the movie theater. That's what I remember about that day. I probably went and got a cheeseburger somewhere too. No idea what the movie was. I have no idea. It might be in there somewhere, but golly, that's over 30 years ago. But speaking of my middle daughter, and what I wanted to tell y'all is just to explain a little. Here, helicopter coming at me. Border Patrol. I am actually an introvert. Which means that when I come on here and talk to y'all, it's I do enjoy that. And the thing is that if I have talked myself out with someone else, like if I get on a phone call, and I am so grateful because the relationship with my middle daughter has been restored in a way that I only dreamed of. And we have been known to have a 3-hour conversation. She's in Virginia preparing for a hurricane right now, and I'm so proud of her. She's doing all the prep, pray, stay out of the way stuff. And she's getting water and freezing water for ice, so the refrigerator in case they lose power and that kind of stuff. Sorry, I'm shaking because I'm going to Ajo today and I'm a little anxious. So anyway, so if I've already talked out myself, I have to get refilled again. And I have been, I can't stop shaking. Maybe I need to move my arm. My arms are shaking. Okay, is that better? So anyway, I've made video before, and like a week ago, and I had a problem. I won't go into it, but anyway, I had a problem, and so I never got it uploaded. So I was like, that's a week ago. I need to just tell y'all what's going on. Bob will be back tomorrow. He's been gone a week. He left last Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday, and he's bringing home a surprise for all of us. Can't wait for y'all to see. And I didn't want to wait until he got back, so I was like, I got to get this up here before he gets back, and the surprise just happens. So I'll be sharing that with you. But forgive me for it's. Here's the thing with an introvert. Is that as much as we love being with people and talking, it's instead of energizing, because extroverts get energized by all that activity and interaction with other people. For an introvert, it's almost like it kind of sucks the life out of you. And so you're good for one day, and you're all happy, and then it takes 3 days to recover. And if you don't get recovery time, it's like you get 10 days out and you're like, okay, I'm losing my mind, and I start acting like a 3-year-old, all grumpy and all that stuff. So y'all pray for me, because I need to be, and I have to spend a lot of time. I remember people fussing at me. It's like, well, everybody's not got 3 hours a day to spend in reading the Word and praying. Well, for me, it takes that, where I can't even make it through the day. And so that time here in the desert has been interrupted, because my mornings, it's like, it's cool, I have to get my work done. And then I'm like, I'm promising Abba, I'll be there in a minute, and before you know it, it's 7 o'clock at night, and it's too dark to read, and I'm too tired to write. And I've already spent 3 hours on the phone, or 3 hours in my driveway talking to my local people. So y'all pray for me that I will be filled up the way I should be. So apparently when you're making a video and the phone rings, it stops your video. So or maybe it continued. I don't know. Anyway, what's that 16-minute thing? I don't know. So anyway, y'all, pray for us. And I say us, as in the phone call was Dee. And she fell. So she was calling the local clinic. And I think they have ability to x-ray. And she's going to see if her wrist is messed up, her arm. So y'all pray for Dee, pray for me, and pray for Bob to have safe travels back to our home in Hwy. Well, his home in Hwy, but he's got my truck. That's your only hint. So anyway, y'all stay tuned. Have a very blessed day. I love y'all.